not too late. It's not too late.
Quint had the alien Mother Queen in his chest.
What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. It's May 28th, 2021, and we're going to play some Dungeons and Dragons tonight. We've got some Midgard, Empire of the Ghouls going on with Matakiri DMing, and we're going to jump right at it. Go ahead, DM Matakiri, take it away.
All right. Well, we left off kind of right at a little bit of a cliffhanger. So we're going to jump right in, starting the round with Blink as you guys try to defend yourselves against a couple of hounds of the night, which have already taken off with one of your party members. And you hear the sounds of munching and crunching of bones off in the distance.
All right. Well, Blink, I'm going to move first, right to there, and then bonus action, the cannon, and move it into position and give out some temp hit points. Because I can get all of us now.
Evo should be there too.
All right. He should get those 13 temporary hit points too then.
Okay.
And then I will move over here a little bit to kind of cover the unnamed, who is not looking so good. And then take a shot, use my clockwork bolt to shoot at this Hound of Night. And I'm going to use my last magical crossbow bolt.
Okay. Right, you shoot this thing kind of right in its shoulder, and it starts yelping.
All right,
Yike,
and
yike, yike.
as a quick reminder, if he doesn't remove it, I don't know that he cares. It's going to do damage to him at the end of his turn. So,
Okay.
but that's it from Blink.
All right, I'm gonna run up and try to glaive this guy. I can't see him from where I am, but I probably heard.
Okay. So you're moving into the dark.
Yep, that's okay. I'm
And
gonna swing at the yelp because he got hit with a
okay.
crossbow bolt. So I'm just
So
gonna
you will
aim the
have
direction.
disadvantage. You're one away from him.
I got a glaive. It's okay.
Okay, yeah, you're good.
I got a glaive. Hey, hey. Got a glaive. I got a glaive. Oh, pfft.
All right. Well, that should have been at disadvantage because you do not have
Sorry, I
dark
thought it was
vision.
automatic with the vision thing.
It's not, unfortunately. But that's all right. You missed anyway.
All right for you.
It's not automatic yet. Just wait a game. He'll be little.
All right. And Evo is going to come. Actually,
New initiative indicator. Or a different
yeah,
version.
it's just one of the Droby ones that he provided. He's going to come running down, and as he's running, you see him pulling out this really quite large sword. It's longer than a long sword, and he takes a swing at this thing with it. And it kind of bounces off this thing's hide, and he takes a second swing. But this one hits, and he cuts deep into this thing's side, doing 9 points of damage, hurting this thing. Continues to yelp. All right, so the hound's turn. So the hound, he kind of looks around at all of you, and then he opens his mouth, and why is it still showing the targeting indicator? It's still showing blink as initiative too. Oh, because yeah, we'll wait till the next round should clear it up. He opens his mouth, and you see this frosty blast come out of his mouth as he blasts the three of you. Can he?
I want to
get?
use my inspiration on the save.
Okay.
I have it
I'm just
equipped.
seeing if he can get Quint and the customer support bot, but he can't. So he's gonna go and get Quint. So the three of you, as he breathes, and you all have to make a Dex saving throw.
Whew, I'm glad I used my advantage.
As who failed?
The
Just the
unnamed.
unnamed.
The poor unnamed
right.
who's been unconscious.
Yeah, he's been back and forth. Well, the cold, biting cold,
Oh,
Ooh.
geez.
hits everybody, and then he is going to turn and run, prompting a attack of opportunity from Evo. Does that prompt one from you as well, customer support bot?
I do have a glaive, but I don't know what the rules are on that, honestly.
Yeah, your reach weapon would provoke.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
in your threatened space.
It's
All right.
not. It's not 3.5 where you didn't threaten that 5-foot area. You know. Or maybe that was 40. I don't know. They all blur together.
Dodges out of the way, and then he is going to run down to there into the darkness. Archduke Avgost is quite nervous. He doesn't like being so exposed all by himself, so he is going to move and come a little closer to you guys.
All right. And the clockwork bolt goes off and does some damage as well.
Okay,
I applied
go
that
ahead
already.
and do that.
Yep,
All right,
I got it.
thank you. As the unnamed critically succeeds on his death save.
He is not going down.
He is not dead.
Not yet.
I'm not
Think I'll
dead
go
yet.
for a walk. All right, so I'm going to stand up.
Cough up a couple ice
I'm going
cubes.
to look to Evo and cast say a quick prayer to Sif as I hold my holy symbol. And for the remainder of my movement, I'm going to move 10 feet.
Okay.
So when the dragon or the drake died, did anything supernatural happen to it, or is it just like a corpse like anywhere else?
It was just a corpse like anywhere else.
Okay.
Alrighty. Tarian.
All right, Tyrion's pretty unhappy about not being able to see anything. So he is gonna get a torch out of his bag and light that up. Would that be an action?
Yes, to pull it out. I can do
Okay.
that for you.
Yeah, that's fine. Because otherwise, I don't really see anything to do.
Well, I have a lantern. I don't know if it's been applied to me or not, but I have the lantern of revealing 30
Were you
feet bright
carrying
light.
that with you?
Yes, and I applied it to myself, but it doesn't have the actual lighting effects on it.
You are now lanterned.
So you would be able to see it.
Oh, okay. So I don't need to have my torch then. If the unnamed lantern is giving light.
Looks like his lantern does cover that area, so
It would be dim light, but yeah, you would be able to see him
yeah.
still.
that
All right.
doesn't affect attacks. So customer
Well-
support would have been able to see him and not have disadvantage.
Well, he did.
Well,
You remember? He didn't take disadvantage. He still missed though.
On the second one, he did.
So I'm just going to move up just a little, and I'm shocked that I haven't been able to really get myself angry after all this nonsense that's been going on. So I'm gonna get over it and get angry. And I'm gonna throw a javelin at this guy.
Okay.
Oh, do you need to approve my movement before I
Oh, good
do
idea.
the
Yeah,
attack? So it's not.
Yep.
I was gonna say I don't know. I don't remember what
it's not auto long range.
distance. Yeah. 5. I'm gonna move up one more, so I'm not at disadvantage.
Okay.
How does this look? Banana peel?
Oh, it's because I wasn't pushing my button. He couldn't hear me. Yeah, so that's it. He gets hit with my javelin.
All right, you sticking with your javelin and Quint.
Oh, she re-rolled. I saw the fumble, and I forgot she was a halfling.
Oh,
yeah, it's come
reroll
in
the
very
one.
handy this couple sessions.
Yeah. Yeah, Quint's he's gonna buzz up in the air, real quick, just to get over everybody and take a shot at this Hound of the Night, but he wants to do it at disadvantage. He's gonna try to get a crit on it by using a trick shot.
Okay.
So, where's my bow? Oops. Operation mode. Oh, way down the bottom. Twang! Ah, crap. I had a crit too, damn it. I rolled a
Jumps
crit.
right out of the way. Yeah, you did. First was a 20.
I rolled a crit to get a crit, and then I missed. Damn it. And then I'm
Your arrow just kind of whizzes right between his legs.
And I
skips
think
off
I'll
the
move
ground.
up a little behind support bot and land on the ground.
Okay. And you get to go first.
All right. Well, screw that. I'm just going to shoot this thing with a regular arrow this time, hoping I'll get a crit again. Right? Come on, black 27. Apparently,
Goes
these
whizzing
arrows
by
do not
again.
like the dark.
They're scared of the dark.
Right? These are daylight arrows.
Avgost, he's gonna stay kind of near you guys. Yeah, he's not gonna do anything. Unnamed.
All right, so I'm going to cast spell again, invoking the name of Sif, and my wounds heal as I do a second level cure wounds.
Roll almost
Yes,
minimum
this
damage. Minimum
Shadow Realm
healing.
is not doing well for me. That's also an action. Okay, so I'm going to move up.
Moving on up.
I'm going to move 15 feet, 20 feet rather.
Okay.
And chuck a shuriken at him.
Okay.
All right. A crit.
Revenge.
Get him right in the sphincter. Right in the sphincter.
Critical hit.
Pretty good shot.
Why wasn't it a crit?
That should have
Did
been.
you not have him targeted?
No. So I'll roll another d4.
Well, no crits. Yeah. So 10 damage.
Right, so 10 damage. No, I did not have him targeted. Do you just want to apply the 10? Do you want me to drag the 8?
I got it.
Okay.
Got another blood drop.
Right.
Another blood drop.
Never used fancy grounds before, so sorry.
Yeah. Takes a little getting used to. Just a little bit. Learning curves. There's so much you can do with it.
Run almost straight at him. Try to chop off his tail.
Okay.
Ooh, I thought it was a crit. It
Oh.
stopped on a 20 for a minute. It was like,
This
psych.
thing's hide is oddly thick, much thicker than any other dog you've hit with your glaive.
And there's been many.
Remember that whole time when you got abandoned in the junkyard and you had to fend yourself off from the dogs? Yeah.
Made a dog pellet coat. Very unpopular with the kids.
This
All right,
is a
I'm
Dalmatian.
gonna move the cannon up and do some temp hit points.
Okay.
Oh, minimal, but that's okay. And then I want to take a shot at this dog again. Yeah. You know what? I'm going to use one of the hyena teeth that I have
Ooh.
as well.
Plus
So
4 to
that's going to be
damage.
affixed to the arrow.
Hyena
So,
teeth arrow.
yeah, let's see if it hits first.
Oh, you need to give me one of those. Just so I can copy it.
Oh, I had myself targeted for some reason.
He looks down at the
Yep,
barrel.
Double
Huh.
crossbow. Shoots forward and backwards at the same time. All right, well, that hyena
Nice.
tooth really
Huh.
slammed it in right through his hide and tore a large gaping wound. He's feeling that one.
All right, then I'm done.
All right, from somewhere out in this direction, you hear a howl, very loud, and then some more crunching. It sounds like something's being eaten. Okay. This guy
It's probably nothing.
is probably nothing.
It's probably.
This guy takes a look around at everybody and disappears.
Hmm. I guess I'm gonna move just like a little, just kind of in the direction that I hear the crunching, and just
Okay.
ready in action. I think I'll ready a javelin for when I see a hound or some
Okay.
other enemy-like creature.
All right. Ivgo, he's going to come back up here next to Avgost, and he is also going to ready. So we start off with customer support bot.
I'm gonna go up right next to Avgust as well and ready in action to attack anybody who's not in our party, even if they're friendly. I don't care if I don't recognize them. The child
All
runs up.
right.
What's happening?
Friendly creature in the middle of the misty woods at night.
Evo's gonna move into a square and continue readying an action.
Customer support bot defenses activated.
All right. And out of the darkness, this appears as the wolves, you learn, have the ability to dimension door at will.
Does that trigger
And
mine as well? My act because he's within. Is he with?
yes,
Okay.
yeah, it's going to trigger everybody who's readied in action. So in fact, let's do all of those now, and then he's going to make an attack on Avgost. You stab him over Avgost's shoulder, poke him in the eyeball. Harrion chucks a solid javelin.
Nice.
Max damage, very nice. And Evo, he had his sword ready, so he's not going to be able to move into place. So this thing pops into there, and then he is going to take a bite, not at the unnamed, but at Avgost, as he bites down on him. And you notice that Avgost's breastplate, he just kind of tearing like a chunk of the breastplate. It's almost coming loose as this dog bites down on it and tries to tear through it, but it does hold. So the hound
Is it a real breastplate, or is it like one of those turkey dinner things that you cook the turkey?
It's a real breastplate. It's yeah, he paid extra for a real one. He's actually not a bad warrior and leader. He just is slightly arrogant.
I was glad you're going to say afraid of the dark.
All right. Well, Avgost doesn't like this, so he is going to turn around and try to stab the hound. He pulls out his rapier and pokes at it once. Pokes it right in the eyeball.
Kill Stealer.
For 9 points of damage.
Damn.
And whips his rapier out again and tries to go for his throat. And hits, piercing the thing right in his throat, doing 7 more damage. This thing is badly wounded.
Well, Quint is going to take a shot at him with his bow. Twang. Ooh, I got a hit. Little sneak attack action. Thank you.
For the kill.
15 points. It's the deadliest thing I've killed in my adventuring career. I put a little notch on my bow.
Yeah. As you killed the Hound of the Night.
And then I want to, like, get some altitude and kind of move this direction. Seeing if I can see what's crunching.
Okay.
Not minus 20, not in the dirt. Plus 20.
You buried
Alright.
yourself.
Well, I'm going to start with the cannon to do some temp hit points to those of us who are a little bit down. And then move it more into position. And then Blink will head in the direction Terry and Quint are going. See if he can see anything.
All right.
Just move to there for now. See if I can see anything.
Click that little check mark.
And I'll move the rest of his movement. See if I can see anything. All right. I can see that guy. I will go ahead and take a shot at him with a clockwork bolt.
Okay.
And Blink points over in the direction that he was distracted because he wanted to, point him out, and yells, "He's over there!"
All right. So this thing doesn't like being shot at. You do notice kind of right at his
you got
feet.
its attention. Quint whispers.
His face looks wet, but it's dark vision, so you can't really see any color or anything like that. But there does seem to be something dripping from its mouth.
Gooey drips though, like. Bleh.
And there is a body at his feet with some large chunks taken out of the body. As this thing looks up at you and appears right there.
I found him.
And he's going to breathe.
Oh, crap.
It was nice of us to bunch in that little triangle shape for you there.
Yeah, it was. Thank you.
I was trying to spread out. I don't know what your guys' problem was.
Well, I'm 20
Releases
feet
the
up in the air.
CrossFit in all of you.
Did you consider my 20 foot in the air?
I did not. Let's see, 50. Yeah, you would have been out of range. So I'll
Phew.
deselect.
I pick my
Quinn.
feet up, like.
The rest of you, Blink goes down and Tyrion takes half damage, and the Eldritch Cannon dies as well. And that's his turn.
All right, well, this changes what I had planned on doing. So the cannon is gone, correct?
The cannon is gone.
And your friend, by the way.
So I'm going to move 35 feet.
Oh, he's still there. He's just laying down.
Yeah, and in his defense, I mean, the cannon is way more useful than Blink is.
Yeah, but one comes with the other.
I'm going to reach down and this energy will come, and as my hand sort of quivers and shakes as it touches Blink, and feel this vibration as life force 10 points comes back to you. And I have my Nurian hook out. I'm going to go ahead and do Healing Word as well. I hate to use it for this, but I'm going to do it.
Again, that's your friend, right?
Max heal. Very nice.
What a waste.
All right, I'm gonna kind of move over here just to try to avoid the
breath.
sorry, the breath being on all of us at once. And then I will go at him with my battle axe.
All right, you swing. He jumps out of the way just a little bit to the side.
That's all.
Archduke, he's gonna. He doesn't want to get anywhere closer to that hound, so he's gonna let you guys deal with it, and he's gonna ready an action if something comes near him.
Nice. Top of the round again. Well, Quinn's gonna do what he does with his bow. He's going to shoot at this thing. And a crit. Nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah, with sneak
It's on
attack.
sneak attack. Yeah, that's gonna do a lot of damage.
As Quint sinks an arrow into this thing's skull, and kind of moves like over here.
A single shot gives him 2 blood drops.
Trying to get its attention too. Here, Poochie, Poochie, Poochie.
You've definitely got its attention.
So as I move up, as I'm going to Sif, grant me your favor, and my Nurian hook will glow. Ivor's protection will drop, but he's too far away to worry about it. I'll fix that in a minute. I'm going to step up and attack.
Okay.
Actually, I'm going to move around. I'm going to move 35 feet.
Got him flanked. If only we were using flanking.
That's too much.
So busy running around that you forgot to hit him.
By the way, this gray area I'm in, is that a bush or
Mhm.
am I okay?
Yeah, that's just low-lying bush. It doesn't impede you.
Shrubbery.
All right, so Blank, being temporarily unconscious for a little bit, will stand up, and then he's going to use his final spell slot to summon the cannon again. So that
right.
will take his action, and then the cannon will be back. I don't know how to fix that,
Yeah, no problem. I can get that.
but
Where do you want it?
I'm gonna have it right there, and it's gonna give some temporary hit points to Blink and Quint, and then I'll be done.
No, Quint's 20 feet up.
Oh, Quint's 20 feet up. I can't
Yeah.
get to you. It's gonna
So
give
move it.
temporary. Yeah,
Maybe.
it's gonna go over here and give temporary hit points to Blink and Tarian.
Okay.
And then I'm done.
All right. Evo, the Hound of the Night, recharges his frost breath, but he's already dead, so it doesn't matter.
He goes, Hulk, coughs out an ice cube.
As Evo is going to ready an action again. And customer support bot, as it becomes your turn, very briefly, time seems to slow down all around you. Everybody just slows way down. And you feel something kind of tickling the mechanisms in your neck where your armor is. And you see something crawl up out of your armor and it crawls down onto your chest. And it's a little mechanical spider. And it looks up at you and says, special delivery for customer support bot, courtesy of Rava, otherwise known as Spencer, cheater in the chat. As he gives you a magic item. So go ahead and roll on that table.
A potion of healing.
An alchemy jug.
All the mayonnaise I want. Yes, finally.
We throw that in.
Where
the
was
party
that when your
sheet.
last character? Because it does ale too.
Infinite ale.
Everybody remembers
go.
the mayonnaise, but can be
Thank
quite
you.
useful.
Yeah, I make a lot of salads.
Mm.
All right. Well, I know that they can dimension door, so I'm going to stay where I am and drop my glaive and shoot him with a crossbow. Or rather, shoot at him, I guess. Yeah, missing.
All right. twangs by him, nearly hits the unnamed, but doesn't really. So, and so this thing looks up and it sees Quint up in the air above him, and you hear him growl as he disappears and appears right on top of you. And he is going to attempt to bite you on the way down. And if he hits you, you're both going to take falling damage. If he misses you, only he takes falling damage.
And if he misses me, I'm going to kick him as he leaves my threatened square.
You will get to attack. All right, let's first clear all the targets and then target just Quint as he attempts to bite you on the way down, and he misses.
Karate chop, why? And I kick him in the face.
20-ish feet. You kick him in the face for 1 point of damage?
No, 4.
4, all right, yeah, strength. And he falls for 10 points of damage. Has that turned out to be a bad
And does he
move
end
as
up
he falls
prone?
Prone. Yes, he does.
Well,
As
he might have
falls
movement,
down.
though.
He's using his dimension door for his move.
Sucker.
As he falls prone. I like your idea of putting it behind the combat tracker.
Yeah, it's handy there.
The effects window, yeah.
And it looks like it should be kind of like that.
All right. As he ends his turn.
Tyrion.
All right. Tyrion's gonna move to
He's
this
prone, so Tyrion's gonna have
prone-
advantage automatically.
You got advantage.
Hound here, and he's gonna just really go for the jugular with his battle axe.
And it re-rolled
Double
and hit.
ones and a
And it
reroll to a
re-rolled.
22. That's awesome.
Halfling luck right there. Halfling luck. Oh, wow. You like trip and fall with your axe onto this thing's face.
Yep. That was pretty great.
great. Right, Blink.
He'll be right here.
Okay. Tyrion, you can go ahead and take your turn, and then he can when he gets back.
I'm back.
Oh, never mind. Too late.
All right. So, Blink. What is he gonna do? He wants to get away from this thing. So, I think he's going to reach out and touch this thing and try to shocking grasp it.
Okay, he's still prone.
Good. That'll give me advantage, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. You slap this thing right on his rump.
Can you smell it?
All right. And
Smells
he
like
cannot
burnt
take
dog
the
hair.
hits, because of that. So I'm gonna move away a little bit.
He would have had disadvantage anyway, but yeah.
And then I will move the cannon a little bit and do some temp hit points.
Quint's still 20 feet up, so.
Yeah.
Yep. All right. And yeah, that's it.
All right, I'm gonna regain my balance and try one more time.
Much better.
Much. Slice right into its belly,
Ooh.
doing a huge amount of damage to it. Kind of cuts it open, a little bit of its intestines start spilling out.
Guffaw.
All right, so I'm going to slide up. My Nurian hook is still glowing, especially in this dim light as it lashes out toward him. And then, now is this thing considered a fiend?
It is not a fiend, no.
All right, so as it sinks into him, glows even brighter. So I shouldn't have to do anything else. It should be good to go.
Yep.
All right, there we go. All the dice.
So you swing this Nurian hook down and you catch it right in his nostril. And you just tear a completely new nostril as you nearly rip
You
off
take
half his face.
it makes one hole now. You get
Yeah,
the, what's
it's
that
just one
part called?
giant
Your
the cartilage between.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Evo is tired of standing around, and there's only the two of them. So he's going to take a shot with his longbow since he wants to stay near Avgost. So he'll just take a shot with his longbow at disadvantage. And even with disadvantage, he hits, doing max damage as he sunks an
10
arrow into
points.
this. Yeah. As the hound does not recharge his frost breath.
I'll go.
Yeah.
Here, boy.
He does decide that he
not you.
doesn't really want to be underneath. The hound is come. He doesn't want to be where you guys are, so he disappears.
Quint's kind of ready. Oh wait, I could see him.
Well, he didn't quite get far enough.
You didn't quite get far enough from Quint's eyeballs, and so I'm gonna take a shot at him with my longbow. Twang. I don't have it coded, but I want to use one of those arrows with the fang. The
Hyena tooth.
Yeah.
Hyena teeth.
Oh wait, what?
Oh,
Why
he's
did I have it?
still marked as prone. The
Uh,
second was a 20. The first one was still hit.
Yeah, but it's not a crit. So let me. Oh, good. It didn't show it as a crit. Okay.
Do you want me to drag that hyena tooth thing to you, Drake?
Yeah.
You
Just drop.
throw it in the party sheet or something.
No, he's got the effect.
Oh,
He's got
just
an
the
effect.
code.
apply it to him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
There you go.
I rolled 2 1s for damage.
As from the distance with minimal damage, you just kind of barely graze him, but it was enough to knock him over. That hyena tooth gave you just that tiny little bit extra that you needed. As we are out of combat.
Quint's gonna move out and see if he can find the person who got drug off. Who was it? A guard or something? Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of the guards. You find about half of him, kind of right around that area.
All right, I don't go that close then. I'm like, oh, there's half of him. No, that's okay. I don't think he's alive.
Yeah, there's large chunks of him missing. It looks like these wolves were pretty efficient at tearing pieces off.
Blake would like to check out these
Tokens are
hounds.
unlocked.
see if there's anything he can harvest from them.
Okay. So given their size, you estimate it's going to take you about 2 hours for each one. If you want to spend the night harvesting, you can. It will eat into your long rest. You probably won't get a long rest if you do, but it'll take you 4 hours start to finish.
Yeah, I probably can't give up my long rest for that. So I will take a long rest and
You can always try in the
I'll-
morning. But
yeah, if there's time in the morning, maybe. But
I
There's
don't know
not
that we're gonna
really-
want to hang out here for 4 hours.
There's not really morning here. It's more like a new day. You know what I mean?
I'm going to pick my glaive up and ask Quint how his chest is doing. I'm going to try to listen to it, if he lets me.
His chest? He looks
you've
confused.
got that arrowhead stuck in you,
The living arrowheads inside you, some kind of bug
it's
monster.
still wiggling.
Do I still feel it in there?
You do. You do still feel it in there.
I think it moved over to here last night.
It's kind of like
So I'm
heartburn.
going to do divine sense.
Okay.
Can I tell, is this thing that's in him a fiend or undead?
Put the power in the chat. Do the sharing is caring.
An object has been desecrated.
Okay, so there is something inside his chest that has a very unholy, undeadish, not fiendish, but undeadish sense to it. Yeah, there's a presence of something that's unholy, or something to do related to undead magic. You're not sure if it's an undead creature or what, but there's something inside him that emanates that.
And what about the arrowhead?
Wait, you didn't look at my soul, did you? Well, Quinn wants
Perhaps
to
we should
use.
try to remove this thing and have a healing potion ready.
I take out my greatsword.
Wait, Quinn's like, let me try something first. Sometimes traveling through the shadow world, you can rid yourself of such things. And he's going to use one of his shadow step abilities and see if he can shadow step away from this thing
Okay.
by misty stepping.
Okay, you go ahead and misty step, and it stays with you. It's still in you.
Like, all
Does
right.
the attempt leave him naked, though? Because he was trying to leave everything behind.
Oh shit!
And then another wolf comes. No, yeah, shadow stepping does not remove it from your body.
Hey, it's worth a try, right? That was a hell of a try.
Mhm.
He's like, I
You
think
don't want to use the great axe to remove it. I mean, your great sword. Is your battle axe sterile?
No. I don't know what sterile means, but maybe if it covered in blood, it's sterile.
Quint's like, if somebody's cutting me open, they're gonna use my Moon Touch short sword.
Don't you have tools, things like tongs and things that are in your blink?
Yeah, Quint's got the thieves kit, so yeah, he's got a crowbar, he's got a hacksaw, he's got, you know.
Oh, you mentioned tools, Blink.
Perfect for the
and,
rib
like,
cage, right? Crowbar
Blink,
and hacksaw.
Blink just starts pulling stuff out. He has like he pulls out Alchemist Supplies, Harvester's tools, Thieves tools, and Tinker's tools, and just lays all this out. And he's like, "Yeah, I got tools."
Your harvester's tools. We should be able to use those and carefully remove it.
He's usually I use these things on dead people, but I guess we could try it.
this is the beginning of our long rest, correct?
Okay.
We have not taken our long rest yet.
You were partway through it. You have not taken it yet because you were interrupted.
Does surgery interrupt the long rest? I'm just curious. It's for a friend. I'm asking for a friend.
Yeah. Yeah, you would not get the benefit of a long rest after
Yeah.
open heart surgery.
Maybe we should do this some other time. It hasn't
I like
bothered me yet.
I do like that we bring this up now, like right after we're all trying to sleep, and then we just had a fight, and then the unnamed is like, "Hey, why don't we do surgery on this guy?"
Well, he wasn't here last time.
It would
I'm
not be that
flattered he
difficult.
remembered.
The entry wound, has already. There's no need to cut anymore. We just need the matter of retrieving it.
Well, since we're talking about this now, how big is the entry wound? Like, if I wanted, could I stick my finger in and touch whatever this thing is?
You had healed him after he received
Oh,
that
it
arrow,
closed up,
and the
didn't it?
wound closed up.
Oh,
So
that's
there
right.
is no entry wound anymore. There is just scarred skin, and it feels like something moving inside his chest. It's painful every once in a while.
It's kind of like I swallowed an arrowhead. Just a little bit.
Well, I will leave it the choice to you then, sir. Do you want us to remove it, or do you want to wait?
Let's see what happens tomorrow. Good night, Billy. Good night, Jimmy. Good night. I don't know none of the kids' names. I just remember them saying that. I don't know.
I don't know if this will work, but I would like to cast Identify as a ritual and and touch Quint while I'm doing it.
Wait. Is Quint awake? I'm just asking. I mean,
Blink probably wouldn't even say anything. He would just come up and like grab a hold
Quint's
of you
like,
and just yeah. The Identify allows you to learn what spells are affecting a creature. So I don't know if that'll work or not. Here, I'll put it in the chat.
Okay. Do you have to be able to touch the item?
It says if you touch a creature throughout the casting, you can learn what spells, if any, are affecting it. Now I don't know if this counts because it's probably not a spell.
Yeah, there's no spell affecting Quint.
Okay, it was worth a try.
Now, if you were to be able to touch the object, you might learn what the object was.
Well, that's why I was wondering how big the entry wound was.
Stick your finger in there. Go fishing around.
Quint wakes up.
Don't worry, that's not going to cause
the
an
wound.
infection.
That's not the wound. Please take your hand away.
I'm going to clear off these hounds. And as a reminder, Quint does feel like this thing is moving. Like it's not staying in one spot. So if you go fishing around, it may not be where it last was.
Yeah. I think
Is it going in one direction, or is it just randomly moving around? Is it moving towards something?
It doesn't seem to be constant, and it doesn't seem to be consistent. It's just kind of moving randomly around the chest as far as you can tell.
I think it's smelling my spleen at the moment.
It might be another random magic item, like our customer service bodyguard.
I think it's a monkey. I really do. It's waiting to burst out.
Yeah, there you go, Clyde.
When you say spleen, you see Blink kind of like lick his lips and drool a little bit.
Elven spleens are supposed to be tasty, I assume.
Can I use my alchemy jug to make poison and coat my weapons, or is that not a thing that you can coat weapons? I don't know how that works.
It has the list of things that it can produce.
It can make poison. I just didn't know if I could apply the poison to a weapon or how that would work.
Yeah,
It's a good.
I think poison can be to one weapon lasts a minute, or to 3 pieces of ammo. I think, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, basic poison. What is the poison?
I'm gonna ask Blink if there's a way to install the alchemy jug inside my head so I can just vomit poison on things because I'm immune to poison.
Oh yeah, no problem. I have no idea if I can do that or not, but Blink is confident that he can.
Well,
You start drawing a face on the
can't put
jug.
the alchemy jug on the top of his head like it's a water cooler. Like, yeah, he pushes
So I've
his nose.
thrown a basic poison, a vial, in the party sheet, so you can take a look at what the poison does and how you
Thank
can
you.
use it.
So I'm not familiar with the alchemy jug enough to know, are we able to, like now, just before we take a rest, dump whatever it is that it creates, like acid, poison, whatever, into a vial, and then keep it?
I believe so because the liquid exists. It's not like
Yeah, it's magically producing the liquid, and the liquid's now just there.
Oh, I would
And that's going
really
to
like a
coat
gallon of
yourself in
honey,
mayonnaise.
please.
Perhaps we could use some acid or poison or holy water for later. Does it produce holy water? That would be very useful.
is salt holy?
No, but if you shake it really hard, a paladin comes out. It gives you some blessing.
Produces beer, that's close to holy water, right?
4 gallons. After you drink 4 gallons, you'll think it's holy water.
All right, well, you guys managed to sleep the rest of the night without interruption, and so I'm going to push a long rest.
Uh-oh.
That was expiring, wasn't it? Yeah, those
Yeah.
are expiring effects.
Night terrors.
I didn't realize I
Archduke-
yelled like that when it expired.
Archduke's torch went out, too. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah.
It also got rid of my lantern.
Yeah, because it has a duration. It burned 1 pint of oil. All right, so you guys wake up the next morning after you've all had a very nervous night of watching, and you're not quite sure how much further you have to go, but you're still stuck here in the Shadow Road. What do you want to do?
Stuck, we're going to keep going, right?
Yeah.
I'll pray a blessing over our travels and over those in the party as we get ready to leave. Light the lantern.
Okay, what's the burn time on that lantern? Just out of curiosity. Isn't it the you need
2,000, I
flasks
thought
of
I saw.
oil?
I can make oil if we need oil. 1 quart a day.
And remember, with the
Burn
alchemy
for
jug, you
6
can only
hours.
make 1 type of fluid per day.
Or,
Burns on 6
Yeah, I
hours
made
and
the
1
poison
quart of
last
oil.
night. I can make oil
Okay.
now because it's
how
gone,
does this
right?
oil come out of you, though? I mean, I'm just... Do we...
Oh,
is
it
like
hasn't
a-
been installed yet, but there will be a spigot where you expect a spigot to be.
It's where the nose.
Sure.
The nose
That's
spigot.
definitely what he was talking about.
I also like how it produces a quart, but the lantern takes a pint of oil. So now somebody has to do like the
The
math
the
of it, yeah.
the at 1 point yeah.
And you also have to have a flask to put it in. So
I have 2 empty flasks.
I try to
1
hold it
pint
in my
flask.
mouth.
There's one of them a 3-gallon flask and another one a 2-gallon cask, but you really only need 4 gallons. So how do you do that?
get a nice 5-gallon carboy of oil you carry around with you everywhere.
So how far have we don't know where we're at in the Shadow Road, but do we know how far we've come?
You've come approximately 1 day's worth of travel. You don't know where that aligns with in the outside world.
But we know we've got several more days in the Shadowfell to go, right?
Potentially, your mother told you that She wasn't sure exactly, but she estimated to be anywhere from 2 days to maybe 8 days of
Okay.
travel.
And this is day 1.
You just finished day 1,
Yeah,
so you're
right.
now starting day 2.
It's a nice road, isn't it? It's like traveling through the Bronx.
All right, so you guys do whatever you're going to do in the morning. You've got your lantern going, okay, for seeing invisible creatures and all that. And as you're passing through, it's as I described before, there's kind of a foresty area on either side of the path, and it's really rough. It's not easy passage. And as you're going, the path kind of leads towards. It looks kind of like a mountain range, and the path leads towards a small cave. And it goes through the cave. So you think you're going to have to go through this cave in order to come out the other side. And
It's a shortcut.
Blink, can you make my glaive glow like you made a thing glow before? Is that?
Yeah. I think it's what, 5 feet bright light, 5 feet dim. Let me double check that.
I have a candle you can tie to it.
As long as I swing it very slowly.
Yeah, I can make your glaive glow, and it will glow until I turn it off. And yeah, it's 5 feet bright light and 5 feet dim. So.
all right. So as you guys are working your way through this cave, you guys, I've unlocked tokens, and you guys are now working your way through this cave system. And you can see that it turns a little bit up to the left. You had a lantern on unnamed, so let me apply the lantern to you. Who else had light? Customer support bot. You had
Magical 5 feet. I don't know if candle's the closest or what.
oh, I can add that.
Thank you.
What is that power called, Blink? Just so I know what to name it.
It's magical tinkering.
Okay. And you said it was bright 0, dim how far?
Sorry,
Or bright 5.
bright 5, dim 5.
So just within my attack range.
And I have this drift globe that Blink has dark vision, so he doesn't really need it. So if somebody else wants it, like Tyrion, or somebody, I'll throw it in the party sheet, and somebody else can grab it.
Yeah, I would definitely take it. I don't know if anybody else feels strongly about that.
A drift globe? Yes.
We can attach a ribbon to it and tap it.
Quinn
Wrap
feels
around your neck
strongly
so
that
it
he
just
doesn't
floats
want
above
it.
your head.
Like a balloon? A little balloon.
Yep, a little balloon.
Did that work on you?
Tie it
Are
to
you
his
able to
wrist.
see customer support bot? I don't see any light following you. Hold on. I am actually editing the presets to make one.
I'll log those rations.
Oh yeah. It's not doing anything. Sorry, I could only see because I hadn't selected my guy.
No problem.
I did subtract a ration for food, so I mean, honor.
Thank you. Honor system, yeah. Why is that?
Wiki flesh being. I just moved my gears around or something. I'm not clear on that.
Okay, there's a light, but it's not going far enough. I'm moving you into the darkness just so I can see the effect of the light on you.
That's deep.
All I see is like 10-foot dim. Ooh, there it goes.
Ooh.
There. All right, and you can hear kind of the sounds of dripping water up ahead in the tunnel. See around the corner, there's this big stalagmite there in the floor of the tunnel, going all the way up to the ceiling. The ceiling's like maybe 8-9 feet up above you. And up ahead, you see a little kind of entry, little cavern, and you see a bunch of bones and stuff scattered around. Tarion, from where you are, you can see there's a bunch of bones and stuff scattered around the room.
Do any of you need replacement parts?
Am I able to tell what type of bones they are? Human, animal?
Give me a medicine check.
I'm doing it too, but only because mine is -2.
Your knowledge of humanoid anatomy is. And you still rolled higher than the unnamed.
Well, I know a lot about the insides of a person, just not for medical reasons.
Right. So the bones look humanoid. You're not 100% sure if they're elf or human or shadow fae or what, but they are humanoid. And as you guys are kind of leaning over and taking a look, we're gonna do this.
That's good, right? When a DM says that? Oh, dang.
I have to say, I really I'm liking the lighting and how areas that are not actually lit, I can still see, but they're black and white, and everything else is in color. Like that's a
The
pretty
dark vision.
addition. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's great. As you guys are walking through and taking a look at these bones, way, Tarion, you see something black, deep, dark, like pitch black, ooze out of a small crack in the wall, and it reaches a little like hand out of the wall and takes a swipe at you. As it attacks you, and this thing hits you and kind of rakes across you, and you feel this intense necrotic energy course through you as you take a bunch of damage. And your strength is temporarily reduced by 3.
I make like a
So I can actually add that as an
How'd that
effect.
go?
Is that set here? Rob didn't make one.
A what?
A effect for reducing your strength.
So should I just type that
Nope.
in on
I got it.
my?
He
You're
just
done.
did
Oh,
it.
you got it. Okay, yep.
So you can see it now. And then he passes his turn. And you see another one of these things ooze out of the wall behind Archduke Avgost and come up to him. I'm going to move him into a square and move Evo into an actual square. As he takes a swipe at the Archduke and hits him for 5 points of damage and reduces his strength by 1.
I like the watery puddle you got going in the middle too, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, you got both of them going.
The fun of playing with Fantasy Grounds, adding those little tiny tweaks.
It's a rabbit hole. You can go down, spend hours.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you really can.
And then
And
player look at it for 5 minutes and move on. That's cool. Okay.
yeah, the 30-second. Oh yeah.
If you're truly playing, though, it's cool to show off. Look what I did. Took me 16 hours, but I probably searched up to 45 minutes to an hour for the right picture for a 1 second scene,
Yeah, I've trying to prep battle maps and stuff, and sometimes you just get so focused on it. So this one oozes out and tries to attack Evo and misses.
If the Archduke dies, we should hire Evo.
All right, so I'm going to say a quick prayer, and for a second, my body will vibrate for a moment. And then I'm going to step forward. And attack this jovial legwork.
All right.
Ooh, 23.
A nice hit as it kind of passes through this thing, who has very little solid form to it at all, but it does hurt it. So it resists a little bit of that damage.
It's like stabbing a trash bag in the air.
Yeah, pretty much. The Archduke is a little nervous as he's feeling the strength drained out of him. So he's going to take a poke at Zany Stride with his rapier, hitting the first one and seeing it resists some of the damage. He's going to strike again and misses the second one as this shadowy creature just slides right out of the way.
All right. Blink will move up a little bit, and then he's going to summon the cannon right in that spot to the north of him, please.
Okay. Let's find him on the combat tracker.
Is it waterproof?
It's made of plastics, like a water pistol.
Am I waterproof?
Well,
only
you
one way
don't breathe, so you can't drown.
10.
You might
Nice.
rust after a while, but
All right. 10 hit points for everybody, and then he's done.
I think he's got little windshield wipers that come out and go. Let's see. What kind of line shot do I have on this one here?
If you take one step to the left, you should have a clear shot. Right now, you'd have like a -5.
Yeah, so he's gonna take his longbow and shoot an arrow into this thing.
All right.
Uh,
From where you're at, you got a pretty clear shot right into its side as it's trying to slash away at Tarion.
mm.
Your arrow goes right through it, just causing these shadowy wisps to dissipate
Thanks.
as this thing falls to the ground.
And then I'm
Little
gonna move
flutters.
over to here and take a peek at the other one. No, sorry, that square.
Oh, one more?
I got hung up, yeah.
Okay.
Done.
All right. Tarion is gonna move up here and go after this guy with the zany stride. And you know, the zany stride kind of ticks him off just enough that it's like, how dare you walk like that?
You have not been approved by the Ministry of Silly Walk.
And then I'll go to, let's see. Oh, yeah. Boo.
Right, swing.
Step there and try to hit him with my glaive.
Okay.
I know the glowing doesn't do any more damage to him, but customer service bot thinks it will. So
A cool effect.
You swing and miss Avgos, Tarion, and the Shadow.
I'm going to do an action surge and try again. I don't like failure. But I'm so good at it.
He keeps watching the glowy thing on the glaive. He's like, oh.
All right.
Like a cat with a laser, right? He's like, oh.
Quint, you feel something hit you right in the back and rake across you.
I don't like it. Does it get the arrow out of me? Just asking. Does it?
It does not, as it does a bunch of damage, which you absorb and end up only taking 2, but it does reduce your strength by 2.
Glad I got extra strength.
As you are actually kind of right in its square. It oozed out of the wall and is kind of pooled in the same square as you.
How high is the ceiling in here?
8 feet.
So I could be up out of it. It kind of squinched down a little.
Evo, he doesn't like that this thing is near his Archduke, so he is going to take a op attack from Jovial Legwork as he moves up over to here. So let me grab Jovial Legwork. And he's going to make a swing at Evo and rolls a fumble, completely missing. And no effect, though, because I'm not using effects. And this one is going to pull out his large, really nasty looking sword and start swinging it away at it with it as he swings away at this shadow. Once striking it right down the middle, slicing it for 3 points of damage, and then coming back with a backswing. And this time he misses. He's just not able to connect. And we're back to customer support bot.
Oh, finally. I thought I was going to be decommissioned.
Uh-oh. Quint's like, it's trying to go up my pants leg.
Things want to be in you in this game.
I know.
And
No.
it hits again.
It's got my junk.
It's hanging on to
Ah,
you.
my
You're not
strength.
far wrong. It is trying to climb up your pants. Your strength is going to be reduced by 4 this time.
Can you even draw your longbow with that?
I still have a 12 strength with a minus, or a 10 strength with a -6, so yeah.
Oh, wow.
All right, so I'm going to lash out with my hook.
You swing, and this thing's just, it's like hardly there. You can't get a hold of anything with it.
So I'm just watching and making sure that I am between the Archduke and this creature.
All right, the Archduke is going to continue with his rapier since there's really nowhere safer for him to be at the moment. As he misses the first one, comes back with a second poke and misses the second one. He's rattled. He had his strength drained and he's just not feeling great. Zany Stride, where is he? There's Zany Stride. So Zany Stride sees Tarion come up on him, and he's gonna shift his attacks to Tarion and take a swipe at Tarion, who dodges out of the way. Just can't quite get a hold of his pecs.
I did grease up right before this.
I give him some of the oil.
Mayonnaise. Oh, I thought it was the mayonnaise.
Yeah, mayonnaise or oil, whichever's in the flask.
All right. So we'll do the cannon with some temp hit points first. And then I will shoot a clockwork bolt at Zany Stride up there.
All right, you will have a -2 for shooting through customer support bot.
That makes sense.
Like, through his legs.
You can angle it up, bounce it off the ceiling.
Ooh, maximum damage.
As you pierce the shadow right through his head, and it dissipates and falls into little tatters of like cloth. All right, Ivgo sees that one go down, so he's going to take just a step over and join the unnamed. Nobody else really knows that Quint's getting hit other than his screaming because they can't see it.
Oh, they think it's the arrow? I don't know.
Yeah, I thought it was just your battle cries.
As he takes 2 good chops at this thing, doing a little bit of damage each time, as this thing is resisting his non-magical weapon.
Well, Quint is going to obviously get out of its square. And he's going to pull out his... Actually, he's going to bonus action disengage and move over to here. And as he's moving, he's going to shoot it with his bow. Shoot at it. He's like, get it away from me. draining me.
As Quint's running away from this thing, you see like a part of the shadowy hand is still attached to his back, trying to hold on. It dissipates.
All right, Tyrion's gonna move up to the one he can see here. And try to go after it with its battle axe. Just chop whatever looks like his legs. Try to get rid of that leg work. Not good
He
luck then,
dances a
this
little
one.
jig. Ha 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 ha! Can't get me.
Jovial
All right,
legwork.
jovial legwork. He dances a little jig and sees Tyrion come over. So he stretches out a leg and tries to claw at you with his foot, doing some fancy legwork there. And hits Tyrion, slashing across him for 0 damage because he's absorbed it. But you still feel the strength drain as your strength is reduced by 3.
All right, so I'm going to lash out at this thing again. I'm going to use. Well, no, I'm just going to attack it. There we go. And then my hook is going to glow as it sinks into it.
All right, as soon as your Nurian hook touches it, this thing just explodes in this brilliant flash of light. And all of the shadows that, the one that's left kind of flinches back, and the ones that are on the ground dissipate completely. There's nothing left of them on the ground.
And then I'm going to slide over to this one.
I'm gonna hop over the cannon, try to glaive this man or woman or shadow monster. Oh, dang.
All right, reposition the cannon a little bit to hit a bunch of people. And then Blink will once again take a shot with a clockwork bolt at the one that is left.
All right.
That's a hit.
That hits it. So he resists some of it. Evo, he's going to come down and join the party to there and targets that thing. Takes a
Needs to
swing.
put some shoes on. He's gonna step on them bones
Yes.
and get splintered.
Gets a critical
Ooh.
hit, swinging his giant sword, and chops this thing in half as its little wispies flutter to the ground. And you guys are victorious. And with that, that's a good time for our 10-minute break.
Like a perfect time for a 10-minute break, actually. All right, so I am going to set a timer for 21:45. Get that going, and we're going to take a 10-minute break, but when we come back, we got another hour and a half or so of Empire of the Ghouls. So go away, but come back in like 10 minutes. See ya. Or you can stay. I got music coming. See ya. Bye. All right, we are back. Well, most of us, anyways. All right. Round
All right,
two.
so you guys have managed to kill these shadows. What would you like to do? Archduke is looking pretty nervous and drained right now, as well as Quint and Tarion.
I'm going to walk towards the Archduke with my arms outstretched. Give me a hug. I will comfort.
Comfort bot.
Let me roll for, what would that be? Sleight of hand.
Charisma. Sleight of
Tyrion's just gonna search around this area, see if there's anything on those slime things.
On the shadows? Sure.
Yeah,
Uh,
they were carrying, jewels in their shadows.
They were not carrying anything. If you want to harvest them, there's one left that left a little bit of physical remains. The rest were destroyed by your paladin's attack. But it'd take you about an hour to harvest, you think, to get anything off this shadow.
Could I carry the shadow remains and blink while he harvests while we walk? Is that
I wouldn't mind a short rest to see if my strength comes back.
Quint's like, I can definitely use a breather. I'm down at my health as well.
Oh
Right,
yeah, and
okay.
Blink doesn't need a short rest, so he can harvest while the rest of these guys rest.
Okay.
Tyrion struggles to flex his muscles, and his pecs just don't dance for him right now. He's feeling very sad.
Oh.
So I'll come over and lay hands on Quint.
I'm going to
Thank you,
rest too,
brother.
just so I can get my action surge back, but I can just uncheck that. That's the only thing that would change.
And I'll sort of look through these bones, see if there's any remains, anything of. Look for a +2 ring of protection. Want me to roll for that?
Sure. You can roll for that. Give me a D100. Nope, not quite good enough. Close.
You needed at least a 35.
Do you have
Yeah.
a magical number that if it comes up, you kind of always
Well, if you roll
make an
100, then
exception?
yeah, you're always going to make an exception.
Mine's 69.
All right, so I'm going to go ahead and push a short rest. Blink, why don't you give me a religion check, and we'll see what, if anything, you can harvest.
In the open?
Am I
Yeah.
able to aid
Alright.
him with that?
Aid in what way?
By explaining the ins and outs of shadows and how they're
Oh, you
converted
can
into
help
undead.
him.
Yes. Give him,
Yeah, you can help
give
him.
advantage.
You won't be able to take the short rest, but you can certainly help him because you'll be busy explaining the best way to slice open tattered shadow.
So you have advantage.
Thank you.
That is lagging for me.
That helped
Yeah,
a lot.
Me too.
All right. So yeah, you are able to. It's gonna take 3 vials. Do you have 3 empty vials?
Oh geez. I'm not sure.
I have 2.
I have an alchemist kit. What's in an alchemist kit?
I don't know.
I
Take
have
a
a
look.
water skin and don't drink, so you can use that if you need.
I have 2 empty vials. Actually, they're empty flasks, 1-pint flasks. Can he just put it all in 1 pint flask, or is he getting 3 different parts?
He's gathering vials of shadow flux. So if you have vials, you can collect it.
I mean, it doesn't specifically. It doesn't specifically say what the Alchemist Supplies entails, but I would assume that it has some empty vials as part of that, right?
Only sieves.
Does it not give any specification on Alchemist Supplies?
They just assumed it was obvious. You know, your basic alchemist kit. Got some lead that you're going to turn into gold.
Was there a big?
It had quicksilver in it, that's for sure.
So when it says "and other supplies," that's at least 3 or 4 files, at least. Probably closer to a dozen.
Oops, sorry, I didn't mean to drag that. I was trying to copy.
That's good.
A collection
Okay,
of glass files.
from Xanathar's, it has some additional information. Includes 2 glass beakers, a metal frame to hold the beaker in place, rod, mortar, salt, powdered iron, purified water.
So his 3 vials should easily fit into 1 pint, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but it may not be stable for transport. You know, sometimes if you have too much of a something, it needs to be in certain quantities. So if you want, I can give you 1, unless you have an empty vial, 1 that you could hold in your flask, as
Yeah.
opposed to 3 that you could collect if you had individual vials.
No, I don't have any empty vials, so.
Okay. So we'll throw 1 in there that.
Well, if I buy him a potion at a party, does that count? And he drinks it? Does that count?
Oh yeah, I have a potion of animal friendship. That's basically garbage, right? We can pour that out. Could he have
That'd
that?
give you an empty vial.
Well, let's see what this does first. Here.
Sounds like something Quint wants.
Yeah, but it has no indication
Nice.
of the flavor.
Right? Quint can like some dim light once in a while.
Tastes like
Cotton-
licorice.
Wonder
Cotton
if you
candy.
rub it on yourself when you're out in bright light, does it counter-react your sunlight sensitivity?
You have to have a mister constantly just misting a little bit.
Well, Blink smells it, and it smells like licorice, and he hates licorice, so he hands it to Quint to see if Quint wants it.
Oh yeah, speaking of that, with you being a corpse collector now, is that why the wolves attacked us? Because he reeks of all the dead things?
Look, I reek of a lot of things, all right?
Vultures, we can just find you by the birds in the sky if you ever get lost.
Hmm. I think somebody else might want to use it for the advantage on stealth checks. I can get that anyways. Didn't I get a cloak? Is it this game? Yeah, Cloak of Elven Kind.
Yep.
So I have the advantage on dex checks anyway, so.
Yeah, I'd rather have that than because I can't consume potions, so this potion of animal friendship is useless to me. So if you put some in the vial, if that's allowed, I can make up to like 4 gallons of water to rinse it out. So.
Or mayonnaise, mayonnaise cleans stuff too, right?
Yeah, it's
Scour
like
it with
the
mayonnaise.
chemist's
Get it all
friend.
clean.
Should give you Dawn. Dawn is like very convenient to have. Do all kinds of stuff with it.
That is true.
Who's taking it? Am I taking it? Did somebody
I'm
else
going to
take
take one of them. I'm going to trade my potion for that, but there'd still be a vial left.
Gonna dump out a potion.
Yeah.
You dump out that potion. All right. So we can make it 2.
All right. right, so you can take one. Blink will take it unless somebody else wants it.
Yeah, no, I don't think. I mean, Quint doesn't. It wouldn't be as useful. I think.
You can hold it in this, the last one in this chalice of forbidden ecstasies if you'd like. Just carry it around. Just don't spill it.
You spill it on yourself, and all of a sudden you're surrounded by darkness. Can't see anything. Ah!
Yeah. The way I pour out the potion is I pretend to drink it, even though it doesn't affect me, and then I just pretend I'm friendly with that. I like start talking to the pile of corpses on Blink's back. Hello, wolf. Hello, dragon kidney.
All right, so you've taken a short rest. You can burn hit die if you want. And then I'm going to assume you continue on down the passageway.
Yeah, I spent a little time to tie some rope around the drift globe and tie that to my backpack so it comes
Okay.
along like a little balloon.
And
Anglerfish.
all of you who were affected by the strength after your short rest, that goes away. So that's removed after a short or a long rest.
And Tyrion celebrates by doing lots of flexing and peck dancing.
You know what? I didn't notice that when we had the -6 to our strength that it changed the encumbrance.
Yeah.
I didn't notice it though. Would we become encumbered?
Oh. I don't added it. The effect probably would not have auto applied
Wait, what's
because it's
my
not monitoring for changes
Yeah.
on that. It's only monitoring for changes in the weight you're carrying. Yeah, maybe something I can add to that extension.
Yeah, does it actually change your strength on the character sheet? It probably doesn't, does
No,
it?
it's
Yeah.
only as it's applied in the effects in the combat tracker. So on your attack rolls and all of that.
It's like override, it's like kind of over. But I see you have
Yeah.
the coins added in.
Yes, coins are now an object. I added in a few extensions. Might be good to briefly mention some of them. One is the coins weight. So you should have an item in your inventory now called coins that will auto calculate as you add or remove coins and add the weight to it. I also have a extra dimensional storage extension. So your bags of holding, if you open the item record, you'll see that there's some new information on those containers, and it will accurately not count the weight of those items that are contained within it. Unfortunately, it can't do multiple layers like a backpack inside of a bag of holding, an item, and it can't do that. So everything has to be in that bag of holding, but it will accurately account for that. I released an extension this past week where it auto does the penalties if you are encumbered, and so that'll show up as an effect on your character sheet if you become encumbered. But this group, nobody was encumbered, whereas most of the other tables that I'm on, like half the party or more was encumbered. Right, Drake?
Yeah, it's funny. You put the extension on, you log onto the table, and it's in the chat. Everybody's encumbered.
But he's max encumbered.
I also
Can't
see, is that an extension that you added for charges on items?
Yes, there's a new extension that handles charges for items. So you can put it in and it auto re-rolls when you do a long rest. So it does the recharging of those items as long as it's set up correctly.
Well, you can use that for other things too, right? I mean, it's going to recharge though?
Give an item a charge, yeah.
Like a healer's kit.
Well, that you would just track as in your action and give it 10 uses because it doesn't.
Normally, yeah. I was just thinking
It doesn't restore. Yeah.
Just
So
so you
that's
know,
good for things
the
that get
alchemy jug
restored.
had the wrong weight. It only weighs 4, according to, even though the description says it weighs 12 pounds no matter what.
Oh, weird.
I fixed it in my thing.
That
FYI.
would be Zacchaeus' fault. since he did the dungeon master's guide.
Well, you know, Scottish pounds. There's 3 pounds to.
He put it in as
two.
stone instead of pounds.
Yeah, it's 3 stones, so it's 4 pounds. 12 pounds. 3 times 4.
All right,
All
so
right.
you guys.
So we move. Yeah, we keep moving.
Yep. Head down the tunnel, and as you are going, you finally get to the end of the tunnel. You can see a little bit of light, dim light coming from outside of the tunnel. And when you emerge, this is what you see. Come out of the tunnel, and you see a group of people standing at the entrance of the tunnel. And Quint immediately recognizes that they are Shadow Fae, and they look like a patrol. And with them, kind of right here, is this lady standing there, and she raises up her hand at you, and she says, "Halt! In the name of the Queen of Night and Magic, by whose right do you travel the Fey Road?"
We all look at Avergacost.
Yeah, I just point at him.
And Quint's going to step forward too.
Okay.
I travel
Quint,
these
you
roads.
say anything?
Yeah, he says, I travel these roads.
Under whose authority?
Whose authority are you stopping us?
The Queen of the Shadow Fae, the Queen of Night and Magic. Ruler of the realm, the Shadow Realm, ruler of the Shadow Fae.
Are you one of her servants?
Yes. I am a knight of the road. I patrol the roads and make sure that we don't have intruders.
Did we have some kind of documentation?
No, you don't have any documentation. Now, I will remind Quint of who his family is and what their position is.
And Quint doesn't want to reveal that, though, you know, like right off the bat. He's like, I assure you, I have authority to travel these roads. It is of a classified nature.
Your assurances mean nothing. The Queen of Night and Magic demands that we must know all who pass through these roads. If you have legitimate reason, state it. Otherwise, I will have my men dispose of you.
We have been given permission to travel by, and I tell her my mother's name.
She looks at you. I am not familiar with that name.
How
And
about I say his father's name?
she thinks for a second. I have heard that name in the courts. And Evo speaks up. Says, excuse me? We're here under an agreement between the beloved Imperiatrix and the Shadow Fae. The Queen of Krakova has a treaty with the Shadow Fae that you must let us pass unmolested. The Knight of the Road kind of stares at him. Seems to be staring daggers right at him. like. And after a few very tense moments, the Knight of the Road says, if you are under the treaty of the beloved Imperiatrix, pass. But go quickly. Don't tarry. The road is dangerous, and you look to be under the weather slightly. You look to have had some troubles along the way.
You look a little tired.
As she agrees to stand by and let you pass.
We'll tell her of the wolf creatures that we killed a day or so away. And then the shadows were the beginning of the tunnel.
She thanks you. The shadows were actually the reason they came. And she'll tell you that. They'd heard that something had begun ambushing travelers there in the tunnels. And so they arrived to try and take care of the shadows, but you got there first.
Begun, I counted 57 skulls.
It
And-
took us a day or two.
And Blink is like behind Quint, and he's, like kind of whispers, "Don't forget the Shadow Drake."
Oh. And a drake that was trying to take our money for passage is fallen 2 days away.
She raises her eyebrow a little bit. A drake? You encountered a drake here and survived?
Yes. Well, we are not simple travelers.
Blink, show her the tongue.
And Blink like starts just pulling out random like pieces of the drake that he harvested, and just like tries to hand them to her.
Does it include like a mug and a t-shirt and all the drake gear? There you go. Yeah, she is quite impressed at the fact that you actually killed a drake. Those things are known to be very tough and not something most travelers would be able to handle. She congratulates you on your accomplishment.
I healed the party token, by the way.
Oh,
we were
good job.
dying. We were dying, so I healed it.
No, I want it dead.
Damn it.
Because then it auto skips turn, and then I don't have to deal with it in combat.
That's a pretty good idea, actually.
I give it 1 hit point or 2 hit points, and then it just skips, and I don't have to deal with it. I kind of want to do that to the cannon, but it actually has hit points, so I can't do that to auto skip it.
Can't you put something on it to signify just skip it,
That would require an additional extension, some kind of data that has to be added in some way to interact with it. But it's something I've thought about.
Can I skip it? Like, can I make the turn complete when it comes up?
If you have its window open, you should be able to.
Okay, I'll try to do that next time so that you don't have to worry about it.
But let's try it right now. I'll give it initiative, and if you've got the window open, you should be able to pass its turn. Yep.
Yeah, looks like it worked.
Very good. All right, so they let you go, and you continue on. It's a very long day. You actually do dodge a few encounters along the way. Some other people, pass by on the road, and it's kind of you're still feeling, you're in your head. There's this lingering fear from when that hag rode by you on that undead unicorn thingy, and it's just everything's leaving you a little bit shaken. As Quint, you notice up ahead is the portal that your mother described where the exit would be.
At the stone
You think
galleries, right? That's where was the
Yeah.
end, yeah.
You found the exit to go to the stone galleries. So when you're ready, you can exit the Shadow Fae, the Fae Road.
I don't see why we'd want to stay in here any longer. I mean, I'm quite comfortable here sometimes, but I'm a little creepy and all. Do you guys want to go back to the stone galleries? I don't know what we might encounter on the outside, but the portal is here. I point at it.
Avgos insists, well, if we're here, we should go. We don't have time to waste.
I vote having no opinion.
So I'll open the said portal.
All right.
Sprinkle my sand, do the hokey pokey.
Spin around 3 times and click your heels. Put on the ruby slippers.
They're flying ruby slippers. Bzz, bzz.
Just give me 1 second. And okay. All right, so you guys emerge, and let me throw you down on the map so you can see where you're at. And as you exit from there, you're just a short distance away from the stone galleries. The exit opens up, and you manage to pass through safely. And you're in an area of dense forest. It looks like there hasn't been a lot of travelers in quite some time. The roadways are largely grown over. There's vines and there's trees and stuff breaking through the cobblestones. Um, and ahead, the road passes beneath an archway formed by the intertwined branches of 2 great oak trees. The moss-covered flagstones of an open plaza are illuminated by moonlight and dotted with stone statues. Although most are humanoid, the statues also include deer, a roaring owlbear, and in the distance, a larger sculpture depicting a great winged beast. The remains of once elegant elven buildings line the western and northern edges of the square, while thick vegetation grows to the east. A fountain overgrown with ivy stands in the middle of the space, and something on the ground by the fountain glints in the moonlight. And let me turn off token lock. So tokens are unlocked. So feel free to move about the map.
And what time of day is it?
It is evening. In fact, it's like 9 p.m. It's dark. It's moonlit.
Dark. Okay.
Yeah. So you'll want your lantern light source on you.
We all get jammed up in the doorway.
I'm going to study this statue.
Okay. The statue before you is humanoid and highly detailed. It looks to be standing, and its face kind of has a look of fear or a look of horror on it. Completely frozen, but beautifully carved stone. You can tell it's old because these parts of it have weathered away, and there's lichens growing on part of the statue. But the detail is just absolutely masterful craftsmanship.
So how do we get out of here?
Out of character,
We-
am I supposed to see the ghouls over there?
No, you're not supposed to
Yeah, we
see
can
any
see all
of
the
that.
Would we have?
Son of
Wasn't there discussion of the different creatures that live in this area?
Yeah, we talked about basilisks and medusas and gorgons. There's definitely
would I
something, so we know that there's
Be
a
able to
threat.
remember that and determine if that's what this is.
I mean, looking at the statue, it absolutely could have been formed by a basilisk or other, petrification magic.
Be wary, these might be petrified beings.
We should get out of here as quick as we can.
Yeah, Avgost urges you to get out, pass through this area, and Evo also suggests that you hurry. Kind of towards the
There was
center of there is this overgrown fountain, and there's a giant owlbear statue.
Are they all looking in a certain direction, or are they just kind of looking everywhere?
All kind of random.
Are any of them on pedestals?
No, none of them are on pedestals. They're all just kind of standing.
I
On
also
the
remember stories
flagstones.
of statues coming to life, so be wary. I have my weapon out. You said there was something shiny on the ground. Am I able to see what it is from here?
From there, no, you can't clearly see what it is.
Blink, do you know what that shiny thing is?
Where was it at? Over by the fountain?
Yeah, there's over near the fountain. There was a little glint of light.
Looks like Tyrion's checking it out.
I like shiny things.
Shiny things make initiative go.
Not exactly, but Tyrion. I'm gonna start off at the top of the round. Tyrion, you are first, and you were investigating the little shiny thing. Is that
Yep.
right? All right. So when you get over there by this old fountain, you see that there's probably a dozen or so statues in and around this fountain and square. Most seem like kind of human, maybe elf, but two of them over by the canal, kind of from these two over here, they look like ghouls. They also look brand new. They don't have the weathering, they don't have the lichen on them or anything. And right at the feet of, kind of right in this square right there, you see a small silver hand mirror lying on the ground.
All right, I'll go pick it up.
Okay. So you can head on over there and just kind of pick it up as a free action. It doesn't take a full action to just bend down and pick it up on the way. Anything else you want to do?
I don't know. Can I just do like a perception check to see like if I see anything moving around or?
Yeah, you can take a look around. Oh, none of you should have temp hit points. Okay. You take a look around, and you do not see anything other than that mirror that you saw earlier a second ago.
With an amazingly handsome little halfling in it.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to avoid looking directly in it.
Okay.
But maybe use it to kind of look around a little bit, like look behind me or something.
Okay. Which direction are you facing to look behind you?
Oh, let's say I'm gonna look behind me over at these ghouls over here on the right.
Or the stone
No,
ghouls?
that not the owl bear. The stone ghouls.
Yeah, they're over here, kind of by the canal.
Yeah, the fresh looking ones. I'm gonna look through the mirror at them.
Okay. They look exactly like stone ghouls. Nothing special.
Do they
All
look in reverse though? Like,
They've moved slightly since last time I looked down. Does this mirror seem magical?
You can't tell. You don't see anything that looks magical about it. There's little chips on the side of it, and then small crack in the mirror, but it just seems like a mirror.
All right, that's all I'm gonna do.
All right. I gotta move all these character sheets. Unnamed, are you going to be doing anything specific?
I'm watching Tyrion to see what it is that he picked up. Can I roll insight to tell if I'm in initiative?
Are we in
You
combat?
can roll it, but you're not likely to find out.
I want to check something real quick, see what my divine sense. Yes, they're not. When we've been talking about this since we left. I'm not sure would have come up. Would I know if I know a basilisk is a beast, but would I know if gorgons are and Medusa are fiends?
You would give me an Arcana check and a Nature check. You don't know either. You don't know if they're fiends or
All right. Well,
what.
as much as I want to, I don't think the unnamed would try his divine sense because I don't think there'd be undead around here. Now, are we still in? Are we in Krakova or the undead lands yet?
Yes. So, well, you're right near the border. So let me give you a little map. And you can see here where you have come. You were at Carrieson, down where this thing is, and you've moved all the way up to the stone galleries. And your goal is to get to here.
Just. All right. So I'll turn to. I'm watching Tyrion and sort of turn to Quint. Do you think there would be undead this far in? Should I check? And I'll pass my turn.
All right.
And I'll
You want
ask
to do
that of
any
Quint.
customer support bot?
What do I see? Are these upstairs or downstairs? Sorry.
These are short upstairs and kind of looking in that direction. You can see they're cracked stone stairs. They lead up to the doors. It looks like a temple of some sort. And there's a symbol. It looks like a bare tree on one side, and on the other side there's this full leaf and flower carved into the great wooden double doors. The doors are open. They're not closed. You can see them partially swung open, and inside you can see moonlight coming through where it looks like there was a dome at one point that has collapsed. And then there's a huge tree growing inside this building.
Would it be history or religion to figure out if I know what the religion is? Sorry, that guy.
Religion.
Okay, sorry. I critically know what it is.
You definitely know. Apparently, Rava had a tiff with this goddess. This is a temple to the elven goddess Holda, who is the goddess of the hearth and seasons. And it's her symbol, the tree on one side and the leaf and flower on the other that's carved into the doors.
Well, since I serve Rava, I'll flip it off and pass my turn.
All right, Blink wants to move closer to the middle to get like a better look at what's around here. He's looking for the obvious exit to get out of here in the quickest way possible.
Okay.
So he'd probably
So-
move, kind of closer to the fountain, thinking that's like the middle of this plaza. And as he's moving, he's looking all around, looking for exits.
Mhm.
Do you want a perception check or anything, or
Yes. Give me a perception check in the combat tracker.
not in the tower, right?
In the tower. No,
In the tower.
in the open. In the open.
In the
It's
open.
fine.
Okay.
Sorry, forgot to add Evo and Avgast. As you look around, you don't see anything other than this canal that seems to go. It's over here on the side, and that seems to go beyond and maybe walkable, maybe passable, but you're not really sure how far it goes down.
Where does this canal go? And he points it out to the rest of the party.
And the canal you can see is filled with vegetation. It's roughly 4 feet down, but it's filled with brush and trees and whatnot growing out of the canal bed. All right, Evo is going to look around and, like you, suggest that we find an exit. Quint, anything you'd like to do?
Yeah, Quinn wants to get a bird's eye perspective of this place, so he's gonna fly up.
Okay.
Oops.
It's dark, so anything you see is going to be dark.
I have dark vision.
You can answer my question.
Quint
question?
says. Quint, before he flies up, says, "I haven't been in this area in over a decade, but I suppose there could be undead here. Let me see if I can get a look around." So he's just going to kind of go straight up and maybe a little bit forward.
Okay.
He's just going to look around. See if he hear anything.
All right. He flies up and begins looking around. Doesn't really see anything from where he's at.
He says, "I don't see anything up here. Should keep moving forward." And he'll bonus action dash.
Okay.
And move forward over here, staying up at the same elevation. He's got his bow out, and he will ready an action if he sees anything hostile. He will shoot it with an arrow.
Okay. The Archduke comes over by the fountain as well. And unnamed, you hear something coming out of the brush to the south of you. And you see this large lizard looking thing. Looks like this. Come rushing out of the bushes and is headed straight towards you. He gets right up next to you, and that helps if I turn it on. And it had to dash to get there, so that's the end of its turn.
So Clint would get his reaction as he hears this
Yes.
thing come running out. He spins around and fires his arrow off. Timing it so it gets right to the unnamed. I mean, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. When can I see it or know it's there? Metagaming.
You would have
Metagaming.
you would have been able to see it kind of roughly around here.
All right, so it wouldn't have been adjacent, so I don't get sneak attack if I hit.
No.
All right, so I just shoot an arrow off. There's something that. Whoa, what is that? I don't know. It's a lizard.
Yeah, this giant purple-looking lizard comes out of the underbrush except it's got 8 legs on it, and it's rushing over towards the unnamed.
And
All right.
and is it a medium creature?
It is a medium creature, yes. It seemed bigger than at first. This giant, bigger than any lizard you've ever seen before. What? Hold on 1 second.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, I wondered why it kept getting bigger and then it hit me.
All right, customer support bot. You see this thing kind of rushing towards, and as you start your turn, you are looking at it, and it looks at you, and you got to make a Constitution saving throw.
I clicked advantage because I'm using my inspiration.
Okay. Well, you succeed on the Constitution saving throw, so very good. Go ahead, you can take your turn now.
Okay. Since I already succeeded this turn, I'm going to try to stab it with my glaive. Ugh.
It's the glowy thing on the glaive. You keep watching it.
All right. Can I close my eyes at the end of my turn? Or? I guess that wouldn't matter. I'd still have to open them again to look at it.
You can say at the beginning of your turn that you avert your eyes, in which case you'll apply the blinded condition, and then you can take your actions. That's your choice. All right. Evo is going to. He is also going to have to make a saving throw because he is within range. And Evo fails his saving throw, and he screams a little bit, and you see he's having difficulty moving as he's now restrained. Trying to remember if restrained stops him from making attack rolls.
No.
Nope.
Just
okay.
makes your
So
movement
he is
0.
right. So he's going to stay right where he is. That's fine. And he's going to use his longbow to take a
Gives
shot
you
at this thing.
disadvantage. And
Yeah.
Yep.
As he misses his first one and twangs again and misses his second one, and he's not doing so good. And while you guys are looking at this basilisk, you hear this kind of growl come from the ravine area as a ghoul climbs up, and he's going to dash and kind of run towards Blink.
Gwen says, "You were right, no name. Or unnamed."
Like there is about as far as he has to take some movement to climb up. And so he gets over to there. He's not actually adjacent to Quint because he's flying up in the air.
All right. That crazy big lizard freaked Tyrion out enough that he feels angry.
Hold
Feeling
on
scared
one
makes
second.
him feel angry.
Are you averting your eyes or no?
Well, I have that mirror in my hand, so I think I'm like looking at stuff through the mirror just because I feel like the
Okay.
mirror's weird to be
If
there.
if you're going to be attacking and whatnot through the mirror, you'll have disadvantage.
Ah, no, I'm just looking at it then.
Okay. And taking a look at this thing, you make a saving throw and you succeed, so no problem.
And then I'm gonna run up to it and I'm gonna try to hit it with my battle axe.
All right.
And then I'm gonna hold the mirror up like to my face, facing out at the basilisk, so I can't see it.
Okay. All right. The Archduke, he wants to come over here by the Owlbear and stay away from that ghoul that just popped up and the basilisk. He is going to have to make a saving throw as well because he started within range.
Got a weird token over there. Blink is over there.
Yeah, I've got that too.
Where?
Right where you moved.
Right there.
Oh, weird. I don't see him on my end.
There, it's gone.
Cancel
I just
move,
reshared the
fixed it.
image.
Oh, perfect.
So he's going to move over there. And sure.
Quint, it looks like it cleared your height.
Oh yeah, probably.
All right. And also standing up from the canal bed, you see something that looks like this. And
It's a fancy undead.
this one is a little fancy and points to Quint and says, "That's the one we're following." And scrambles up.
Blink immediately says, "I'm not with him."
These
Do I
aren't the
recognize the
droids you're
livery?
looking for.
Do you recognize who?
The livery, the armament, and the symbols on his armor, where it's from.
If you have time to investigate a little closely, maybe. In the heat of battle, you wouldn't, unless you want to use your action to sit and study him.
Okay.
And he pulls out a crossbow and takes a shot at you, Quint. Which you up in the air dodge out of the way. Has another one climbs over, and as he's climbing up, you hear this Florica shout and point over to Avgost and say, "That's the target. That's the one we need to collect." As this school starts running over here, and he gets right by Blink, but he doesn't attack you. All right, so this basilisk sees Tyrion holding up this mirror and looks over and sees itself in the mirror, and it hisses and its hackles go up, and you see these scales all over its head kind of pop up like it's really angry and it's hissing. as it actually applies its gaze to itself. And it
Ah.
succeeds on its saving throw, so it's not restrained. However, he is going to attack Tyrion. Try to bite Tyrion. Somebody coded that wrong. As he bites into you, and you feel poison come into the bite, and poison is coursing through your veins. You resisted some of it, but it's still you feel like you've got this lingering poison in you. And there's another ghoul that tries to climb up, but he's really weak, and he kind of gets halfway up and slips and falls back. He gets up again halfway, slips and falls back, and finally gets up just on the lip next to Florica. But that's all he can do. It took him like 4 tries. All right, unnamed.
All right, so I am trying to avert my eyes as I
Okay.
focus on my holy symbol as and stare at Tyrion and customer support bot and the Archduke. One, two, three, four. Okay. And then I'm going to I'm already in between the Duke and the Beast. All right, so that's it.
All right, Quint.
Quint's going to fly over here, and he wants to take a shot at the. Wait, no, he doesn't. He doesn't want to do that. He wants to take a shot from over here on the basilisk. He's got an angle over the top of. All right, so on the basilisks, why did I have disadvantage? Ranged and melee. Oh, it's thinking I'm next to him.
Because you're next to the ghoul.
Yeah, so let me give myself sneak attack though, because I would have it. Damage on the thing. Pretty crappy damage. And then I'm gonna move. How tall is this fountain?
It's mostly broken. There's no water or anything coming out. It's maybe a 2-foot ledge.
2 foot. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna drop down a little. Try to get a tiny bit of cover or something.
Okay.
I'm kind of heading down. And yeah, it's too lit out. What is all the light source that's here?
Moonlight.
So is that considered?
It's a bright moon.
So it's not
It's
dim light.
but it's dim. It's just kind of over the whole area.
So I could move around using my shadow step if I wanted to?
Absolutely, yeah.
Okay, cool.
All right. Blink is smart enough not to look at this basilisk, I think, and so he's not looking at it. He will move down to there and then summon the cannon
Okay, where do you want the cannon?
right over there.
All right. So when you summon your cannon, um, instead of the cannon forming there on the ground, instead this little monkey forms there, and he's got a little bowler hat on. He's not wearing any pants, and he looks up at you and smiles, and he's got two handfuls of brown stuff, and he smiles at you and he chucks one right at you in the face, spins around and sees the customer support bot, and just like a cannon firing a cannonball, he chucks this large pile of poop and nails customer support bot, so it's kind of right in the face hole where the gears are visible, and now it's all mucking up inside the gears and spinning and whirling as you got visited by Clyde the Poostlingen monkey, courtesy of Ingorgio.
We almost made the whole session. Not covered in
Almost.
shit.
It was pretty quiet
And
out there in Chatland.
it was. It really was. I think the only person who commented was Sven to buy a magic item the whole session. Hold on just 1 second.
Ghouls.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna let customer support Putt like permanently have that shit-eating grin because he has no olfactory sense.
Shit eating grin, literally.
Make -5 to my charisma real quick. But expertise and intimidation.
3-day weekend for most of us. You guys got Monday off too? Yeah.
Yay!
I'm actually playing tabletop D&D on Monday over at friends from high school, my
Nice.
normal group.
I'm running a game we're gonna get back in person, and I'm so excited.
You know, you get to the table and you're just like, well, this takes a lot longer now than it does in Fantasy Grounds. You're
Hey
like,
guys, I need to end the game tonight. My wife's gotten sick, so I need to go help her. So thank
that's
you all.
cool. Yeah,
Thanks,
yeah, go take
John.
care of her.
worries. Thank
I
you.
hope she feels better.
We'll finish the combat round here with Blink, okay?
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll stop right here. Blink is the last. Did Blink actually go? Blink did not go, right?
Not really, no. But
Okay,
that's all right. We'll
so
do it later.
so when we pick back up Blink, for us that rewatch the stream to know what happened, Blink gets to go first. And that's what we're gonna do. Let Matakiri go tend to his family needs. His wife is not feeling well, and we're gonna see. Is there anybody want to go raid? Is there somebody still streaming? Not terribly. Nope. So that's gonna be it. So we are going to say goodnight. Say goodnight to everybody, all those, including us and Engorgio, that are in the chat. You know, oh, there's a couple other people out there. I see A Wanderer. He's probably lurking, sleeping, and a few other people out there. Game Trend and Alex. Game Trend and Alex. That's a good. I'm sure that's not a bot. No, I'm sure that's not a bot. All right, we're out of here. Goodbye. See you guys. Come watch us tomorrow over on Rob's stream. I'll be doing Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frost Maiden, and that's at 9 o'clock Central. I'm sorry, 9 o'clock Eastern over on Rob's Twitch channel over there. I'll be DMing Icewind Dale, Rime of the Frost Maiden, and Sunday at 9 over on the same channel, Rob. he will be giving away over $15,000 worth of prizes for Fantasy Grounds. So if you're a Fantasy Ground user and you want to try to win some of that, you need to be there at 9 tomorrow, Sunday, 9 Eastern Sunday over on Rob's stream. A whole bunch of his coding bundles and stuff are going out. For his 100,000 items sold in the DM's Guild anniversary kind of thing going on. Yeah. And then Tuesday, I'll be running Princes of the Apocalypse. And then rinse and repeat on Friday is Jungles of Cholt for next week. So we appreciate you hanging out and watching us. And we're going to go get some Friday night TV action or whatever we do for the rest of the time we're awake. I had coffee and I had a nap today, so I'll be up for a couple of hours. But we'll talk to you guys later. See you. Bye-bye.